Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Vinny. So, today I want to revisit a topic that I made a video about quite some time ago. I think it's time to go back to it and we'll talk about it again because things need to change. Now, before I go into it, trigger warning this may upset some people. This may upset some feminists. This may upset a lot of guys that are into the whole red pill community thing. So let's get into this. This whole gender war thing is really silly, and it's becoming so ridiculous and absurd. And the problem with that is that I don't think people realize the amount of damage that this is doing to both men and women on an emotional level, psychological level. And then the impact that this is actually doing widespread, to whole communities, societal infrastructure, all of these things, because this is something that affects everything. Look, I get it that men are not feeling valued anymore in a lot of ways. I understand that. I know there are issues, but checking out the way some people are doing, I don't think it's good for anyone. And look, I get it. I know before you go before you go and you start typing in the comments. I understand. I've been through divorce. I know what it's like. I know the system is not in the favor of men. The legal aspect of things, the courts with the child support and all these things. I get it, okay? But people need to understand that this whole war thing and hate towards each other, it's just not a healthy way of handling things. Like on one side you have women hating men for all kinds of reasons. um I don't need no man and this and that. You know the story, right? The women who choose to invest in their careers, and you know perhaps they don't want to have a family, they don't care, and any of that stuff. And then on the other hand, you have guys that are like, I'm not, there's no way in hell I'm going to get married because if things don't work out, it's a lose-lose situation. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. I know. I lived through that, so you don't got to tell me, okay? But here's the thing. We need each other. Like, in order for things to work properly, balanced, in a healthy manner, we need each other. This is nature. It's like, look, an atom does not exist without the positive and the negative charges, right? We won't make babies without a man and a woman. There's been this huge decline in birth rates all over the world because of this right now. And this is going to affect the near future very, very soon. You can look at the data. There's all these statistics that they're talking about how, by 2030, 2040, there's going to be all these women that will be single and miserable. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of men that are going to be single too, because, if the women are going to be single, the men are going to be single too, because, both are choosing not to have relationships anymore, not to interact with each other anymore. And how are we supposed to continue as a race at this rate like this? Do you honestly think that this is going to end up good? Because I can tell you that the end results are not going to be pretty. You need children in this world. Children are a huge aspect of things. It makes it makes the world a better place. It makes you a better person when you are a parent, when you become a parent. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come along with that. But trust me, being a parent is a beautiful thing. I've talked about this before. You guys know, I grew up in a traditional home. My dad worked and my mom raised 5 of us. And for the women out there who are choosing their careers, I'd rather have focus on my job and this and that. Here's the thing: do you think that being a mother is not work? Because I can tell you that it is. Being a mother is a full-time job. Now, if you have a job outside of being a mom, and then on top of that, you have the job of being the mom, I get it. There's a lot of pressure. That's not an easy thing to do. And it's a lot harder these days for, a woman to just be home and just be the mom like it used to be, because the cost of living has increased in so many ways. Everything is horrendously expensive these days. I get it. So I get it that for women it's much harder now, and it puts a lot of pressure on the emotional aspect of things. Because yeah, you got to work all day and then you get home, and when you get home you never stop working. Then you got to work at home because you're the mom, right? You got to do the mom thing. I get it. I get it. But I think the current state of affairs is really unpleasant, unsustainable, and it's doing an extreme amount of harm to both sides of the spectrum. And things are going to have to change at some point. I don't know how many years it's going to take. It's going to be like another decade or two for people to realize that this way how things are right now, it's just not working out. And it's absolutely horrible for both men and women. That's my opinion. And it's not only my opinion. Start looking at data for things, the stuff that I'm talking about, and you are going to see that I'm onto something here. This is not a video that I make, to attack any sides here. Both sides have faults. Both sides have also valid reasons for certain things, right? But, and then again, this is all by design. This has been designed to be this way for a while now. This was all orchestrated. Anyone with a brain and critical thinking is capable of looking at these things and see that this has been a long time coming. And now the children are growing up watching, cartoons and TV shows and things like that are there just to like program them even further. Make men look like they're weak, like they're useless, like they bring no value, and then showing that women can do it all, and strong female protection, all this stuff. This is damaging because we have roles to play here, and people are getting the wrong ideas, misconceptualizing things, and I don't even want to go into this that much because it's really sad, to be honest. It's it's not it's not pleasant to talk about these type of things because I know people are gonna get upset. I know I might piss some people off, but look, I don't care because you have to listen. Listen to yourself when you start thinking a certain way or looking at things a certain way. Do you honestly think that the way you look at certain things and you think certain ways is because of that's who you are and that's how you think? Or is it something that was put into your mind and your psyche from an external source somehow, making you think, act, and be a certain way? This is what people need to realize. People need to begin to wake up and see these things. This is social engineering at its prime, and it's working wonders for the system. The powers that be, the controllers, whatever the heck you want to call it. Ladies and gents, we need each other. It's always been that way. It's always going to be that way. But things are really out of whack right now. There are too many women out there that are extremely masculine these days, and there are too many men who don't look and act like men these days anymore. Completely feminized, lost their masculinity, don't even know what it's like to be a man. We need to remember these things. And we need to cherish these things and value them for what they are and for what they do for society, humanity, and everything around us. Because these things exist for a reason. A child who is raised without one parent or another is a problem because it lacked one of the aspects that is necessary to be healthy in the mind and the heart. I could be here talking about this for a very, very long time, but I don't think it's necessary. And you guys get what I'm saying. So I did not make this video to ruffle the feathers and to upset people. That's really not the point. And if that's how you're looking at it, you got it all wrong. And this video is not for you. What this is for is to remind people that we need both. You can't make babies without them. You can't make the world a better place without them. You can't raise a child properly without them. And all of these things, that's all I'm saying. And when these things begin to be lacking all over the place, society begins to crumble into itself, and all kinds of problems and issues arise. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, my friends, I know it's cold out there, wherever you are. If you're in a place where it's cold and snowy, I know. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here. If you like the content, if you like what you hear, don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you all on the next one. Take care, be safe. Until next time.